Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. UConn, baby. Home of the champions. Let's go.
All right, we're back on the Hoopscat Pod with Chelsea Sherrod of SNY. Here, powered by Big East Energy. Go check out all of the podcasts on Big East Energy Network. We are up to 9 shows with a Georgetown show that is in pre-production. We have 2 women's shows that are strictly about women's basketball. We have On Target with EJ Arrow, talking about grassroots women's basketball all the way up to the WNBA. I'm sure he's touching on the Caitlin Clark stuff and everything in the W page and everything. And then we have our very own T. Baker doing Built to Ball, which is the Big East women's weekly show on all of the Big East basketball. And that's coming. He's already done one show, but others are on the way. So we are growing. We're excited. We hope that you guys check out Big East Energy Network on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Real quick, what was your first opinion about this team in its entirety? I know they haven't played any basketball, but if you look at this roster, I did a show, one segment, I said, this might be the most talented roster that Geno has ever had. But what I love about it is the 15 aspect. Like, there's literally fans that are like, is he going to do like hockey lines? Is he going to just like, is he going to turn into the Tennessee coach that, shuffles 4 and 5 in? That's been floated. How do you think he's going to, you've been around Geno a hell of a lot more than I have. How do you think he handles this 15 strong?
I truly believe that he will handle it day by day, because he's been in a situation where he's entered a season thinking that he's going to have 15 strong, and then the inevitable has happened.
Oh, sure. Yep.
But, I don't know. He'll probably have his core, 8 or 9. I'm not really sure. I think that Geno is the type of person where, yes, he'll utilize his bench as much as he needs to, but also he knows what he needs to get out of his 5 or out of his starting 5, and maybe like a 6 and a 7. So we'll see. He has some new players that have come in, some young players. So I don't know if it's going to be like hockey lines, but I think we could potentially see Geno in a different way. Maybe, he kind of decides to utilize his bench a little bit more. That would be different for him than what he's done over the past few seasons. So yeah, we'll see.
With this team, T and I had this conversation. Who's the alpha? Is it Azzi or is it Sarah Strong?
It is 100% Azzi Fudd.
Okay.
Because Azzi is the more so the veteran. Obviously, Sarah is, she is incredible, and she's going to have a monster year, and she's just going to continue to get better. But this is going to be Azzi's team because she's been around them. She's been with Geno the longest. She has the most experience, even though she hasn't played a lot relatively. But I think that just because of her seniority, she will take on more of a leadership role. And so I think, like, for the majority of the time that I've spent with Azzi, the first year she wasn't playing. Like, she was out. Last year she was out for some periods. Like, she was kind of in and out. But for Azzi, she hasn't necessarily always been like super vocal. Like, that's not necessarily the way that she leads. She more so leads by example. Like, she'll lead by showing you. I do think that this year, though, I think we'll see maybe more of her being a little more outwardly vocal, like more vocal in front of like us, maybe during games, and things like that. So yeah.
Fair enough. Could this happen? Because you took T side. I was on the Sarah Strong side. I'm on the Sarah Strong. I'm on the Sarah Strong train since like I told you, my barber told me about her before she even got to UConn. So let me and by the way, my barber is like asking me, why'd you do this to your hair? But no, so with Sarah, could you imagine if she wins Player of the Year, but Azzi's the alpha? What does that say about this UConn team if that happens?
I mean, it just continues to say that they're stacked. Like, I mean, they're just that great because Azzi is the best shooter. I think she's the most pure shooter in college basketball. I thought that last year. She literally is automatic. Like, when Azzi is on, she's on. And even last year, she added more of the slashing and the driving to her game too. She added a little bit more of her mid-range into it. So if Sarah goes on to win that, to me, it would say that like she's just gotten that much better. Like I expect them to be the 1-2 punch.
I was about to say, do you could they take votes from each other though? Because that happens in football. Like you get a good quarterback and a good running back, and the Heisman vote gets split because of how good they are. Could that kind of negate them, and then maybe Juju wins it or someone else that's under the radar?
Oh, I mean, it could. It very well could. But like when you think about it too, like it's tough because the great thing about Sarah last year was like we got a whole full season of Sarah. And like we really got to see her evolution because she was playing night in and night out. The one thing about Azzi is that, yes, she was like in and out last year, but if we get a full year of Azzi playing at a high level, like, I mean, and if Sarah beats her out, like, then kudos to Sarah. Like,
right.
Just like, she's just incredible. I mean, everyone says that she's Maya Moore-esque. Like, she's literally the same person.
Yeah, I think I think I think part of that is because her, like, she is almost like a mirror image. Like she's the same size. She has similar games. I do think that's, I don't want to say it's overblown. I don't love, because I've done it. I don't love when people compare, because on the men's side, the kid from Australia, everyone's saying that he's going to be the new Cam Spencer. Like UConn fans have their loves, right?
Yeah.
Everyone loves specific players. So when someone even remotely reminds them of a player, it's like, oh, that person's the next Danielle Marshall or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, or whatever, Rebecca Lobo. Like they automatically go that route. And because it's new and because it's, she's so good, Maya was so incredible. I think that's part of it too. I do think though, what's interesting is I think this team has the ability by like January, February, if this team is like undefeated and is dominating, and both Azzi and Sarah are having monster years, there literally could be talk about like, who do you give it to? Like, who's more impactful, right? And that'll go back to that whole like alpha leadership. So maybe the people who vote on this will give it to someone like Azzi because she's the more vocal leader and all that kind of puts everything together. Do you see her from like a tactical perspective? Do you see her kind of in pick and roll at all, or is she going to always be off the ball?
That's a good question.
Could you see her and Sarah in some pick and roll situations?
I think I could. I could see that. That's a really good question. I think I could see that. I'm trying to think about what the starting five would be.
Yeah, who's your starting five? That's a great segue.
Probably KK. See, the thing is, I don't know if Ash will like come off the bench and be like sixth man, or if she will start. But I guess I would put KK, Ash, Azzi, Sarah, and then between Sarah, Williams, and Jana, probably. Between the two of them, like I don't know if we're gonna see Sarah squared. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that Jana continues to evolve. Like she had a really good NCAA tournament, especially in the latter games of the tournament. So I would say that would be like my starting five, probably. KK, Azzi, Sarah, Strong, and I'm gonna say he probably would start Jana. So I'd probably say Jana.
Okay. So talk to a few people that do like the international scouting.
Yeah.
And they've told me that they'd be shocked if Blanca doesn't start.
Really? Huh.
Because Geno loves her and she's going to come in and play the type of style that he loves from the jump. Now, that's all speculation, right? Geno better probably than anybody that I've talked to in terms of that. But Blanca's pretty special. So that's the crazy thing is like, that's why it's such a difficult question is like, okay, so Blanca Quiñones might be the third best player on this team, like talent wise, behind Sarah and Azzi, and she may not even start. Just like an overall game. If you watch Blanca, she does everything well, and she's 6'1.5". She's lightning. She's great on the break. She's a great defender. Like all the things that Sarah does, she does, and I think she's faster than Sarah.
Huh.
It's kind of wild.
So we could see, well, I think that we could see them, like, 'cause there were a lot of times where they had Sarah playing the 5.
Oh, yeah.
And you could have Blanca in there with Sarah.
The types of starting 5 combinations that Geno can put together for this team is kind of wild. Like he can have a really big lineup and literally you can put Sarah at the 3 and have Sarah and Jana in at the same time, and put Sarah, Jana, and have Azzi and KK. Like you could do that. Yeah. Or you could put Blanca at the 2 and have a really big lineup. Put in someone like Kaylee Heckle at the point to give KK a break. Yeah.
Do you think Kaylee would start over KK?
I don't, because she's not a veteran. She's if she was a senior like Kaylee, like Caitlin Chen, who by the way is doing well in the W. Shout out Caitlin Chen at the Valkyrie. I think if she was had a couple of years of extra experience, I think she would. But I think KK gets the nod because Geno's typically going to, like as you mentioned about Azzi, he's going to lean towards that veteran presence. And then he's got our girl Big Fish, Khalees Fisher. She's hysterical. Like already in love with her. She's so funny.
Yeah.
As Geno calls her, she's delusional because no one calls her Big Fish. But I love it. But yeah, there's no wrong answer is basically the point.
Yeah. I mean, lots of different roster combinations. One of the things that I'm actually really excited to see is like Caroline Ducharme play a little bit more. I'm really, really happy for her and for her return. It's been a really long time coming for her. Like dealing with head injuries is like no joke, head and neck injuries. So I'm really excited to see because she can be that, like, when you talk about like sharpshooter, like she can be that. She's taller than Azzi, so she can, she's a slasher. She obviously isn't scared to go in and grab a rebound. So I'm excited to see, how she is going to be utilized within the lineups too. But yeah, I mean, they're stacked. Like that's like the best part about this is if they stay healthy. And that's been the real issue over the past 5 years. Like just having a healthy team. If they stay healthy, even with like, 13, 14, whatever it is, like, I mean, this could be they could just run it back. So
start printing those number 13
lucky number 13.
That's pretty cool. All right, before I let you go, you obviously do a lot. You do a lot of coverage for SNY with the Mets, but let me ask you a question. What the hell's going on with my Yankees? What's going on there, man? Like
man.
Are we gonna see an Aaron Boone firing? Are we gonna break some news here? Come on.
We will not see Aaron Boone firing. But I do think that they'll be active at the deadline. So we'll see who they bring in. Maybe bring in some arms. Their lineup has just been. They just haven't been producing. It's so funny because obviously this upcoming weekend, 4th of July weekend, is the Subway Series.
Yeah,
so
it's
not like the Mets have really been any better. Like we'll see what happens between the two of them and who has the edge. The Yankees won 2 out of 3 the last Subway Series, but they've got to get something going. Jazz Chisholm has been really good for them since he's come back from the IL earlier in June. Aaron Judge is, again, having another historic season, and it's like you want to get back to the point that you were in last year in the World Series, especially when you have a guy like Judge, but like they just haven't been producing. So
what's so interesting, real quick, and I know we went off on a tangent about the Yankees and Mets here, but I find that like the Yankees struggle late because they haven't provided Judge. They had Juan Soto last year to kind of protect him, right? And now they have guys who aren't producing. And if you notice, like he was batting like 407 in June, like June 1st. Mm-hmm. I just checked. Now he's batting 363 because during this swoon, no one is hitting around him. So then he doesn't get anything to hit. And then obviously, listen, it's hard to be this good. Could you imagine me like someone batting 363 and someone being like, man, he's really fallen off. Like, but that's the thing. But that's the thing he's dropped 50 points in his batting average during this kind of terrible slide that they're on.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, also, Giancarlo Stanton just came back. Like, he was out for a while. We talk about like power hitters and stuff like that. But like every year over the past, what has it been, like maybe 3 or 4 years, three, they always hit a wall in June. The Yankees just hit a wall in June. And so that's exactly what happened to them. But yeah, he definitely needs some more hitting around him. It's just like, you're kind of hoping that this is just like one of those like ebbs and flows of the season type of thing, and they can bounce back from this. I mean, they'll obviously continue to bounce back. I'm just hoping. But like they've got to work some things out. They've got to work. It's been really tough. Like even with like Anthony Volpe, like he's kind of had like a really weird, like roller coaster of a year. So yeah,
it's always interesting because I remember when he got called up. And they were like, you know, it's a great moment for him and his family. His parents are like doctors in New York, so like they're well known. And he's like been a Yankee fan his whole life. And now he's the kind of the bloom is off the rose. And I always kind of cringe a little bit when the Yankees do this because unless a guy is a surefire guy, that breakup has got to be tough. Like, because you're like, you know what I mean? Like he's like a family member, and now it's going to be like, all right, bro, you're not really, you're not really doing what we thought you were going to do. So that's just always tough.
The thing is, real quick, an average shortstop, which is like, are you okay with having an average shortstop? That's what it is at the end of the day.
That's a great question. Last thing, Mike Brown, hired from the Knicks. Your thoughts?
You know, I'm hoping for the best. Mike Brown did some really great things with the Sacramento Kings. I was a little shocked by the Tibbs firing. Do I think that this is going to do I think that this is a big step up from Tom Thibodeau? I don't think so. I think it's a little bit of a lateral. So I'm hoping for the best. I mean, Mike Brown, obviously he's been coaching in the league for a very long time. He has winning experience, championship experience. So I'm hoping that he can bring that to the Knicks. Maybe they just needed a fresh face, a fresh voice in there. So I'm excited for what's to come. I'm excited to see how this plays out because the Knicks obviously wasted no time, splitting ways or parting ways with Tom Thibodeau, especially after he brought them to a historic point in the season. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see, but definitely was not what I was expecting to be named, or who I wasn't expecting. He wasn't who I thought they would name as their next head coach. So we'll see what happens.
It's like could be a red flag. This is his 6th NBA coaching gig, 5th or 6th. It's kind of like if you were dating someone and they say, ever been married before? Yeah, 5 times. And that might be a red flag if someone said that to you on a date. So the Mike Brown situation does kind of freak me out a little bit for my Knicks fans because he has bounced around quite a bit.
Yeah. So we're all, just hoping for the best. Maybe he'll utilize some of their young talent, some of their bench a little bit more. Like we'll see. We'll see what happens. Players seem to really like him. We'll see.
Players coach. All right. She's Chelsea Sherrod from SNY. This is another episode of the Hoops Cat Pod. Had a lot of fun today. We'll see you guys soon.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. UConn, baby. Home of the champions. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. UConn, baby. Home of the champions. Let's go.